Hi, this is the Filmmaker's Guide to Film Festivals, and I'm your host, Ethan Minsker. This is my co-host, Blue.
Hello!
On this episode, the Fort Myers Beach International Film Festival in Fort Myers, Florida.
I'm Rose Shim. I'm a filmmaker from Toronto, Canada. I have a short in this festival called Now or Never. It's the story of two women who befriend each other after they both find themselves dumped in a bar on Christmas Eve.
Jason Morris, and my film is Millennium After the Millennium. From California, the Bay Area, San Francisco area. It's a documentary about a television show that was canceled in 1999, right before the millennium.
Hi, my name is Christine Verlaney. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I am here representing Kill Al. Kill Al is a sci-fi thriller. It's about the infiltration of artificial intelligent beings into the workplace and the reaction of humans towards that event.
My name is Terrell Cunningham.
I'm Justin. We're out of Central Florida, and we made Party Favor.
I like to dub it as like a social anxiety thriller is the best way to describe it.
So hi, my name is Z. Joseph Geis. I'm originally from North Carolina, but I live in New York City. A Story of Queens, baby. It's John 137 is a sci-fi horror short film.
I'm Dowji Kelsey from Greenville, South Carolina, here with my film Harvest Season. It's a film we made and produced in the Carolinas about a couple dealing with a terminal cancer prognosis.
Hi, I'm John Bruner. I am from Indiana. My film Grounded, screening at the Fort Myers Beach Film Festival, about the relationship, sometimes difficult relationship, of a son about my age and his older mother.
I'm 10 years old.
79.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey Benson. I'm from New York City, and my film is The Boy Hero.
Mike Callahan. I'm also from New York City, and our film is The Boy Hero.
Essentially, what our film is about the older generation and the younger generation. We're both going through chemotherapy, and it's essentially a story on how we both come together to bond through our differences and through this illness.
If I had one suggestion to make for this festival, it would be to add a kids section, because this beach is the perfect location to bring your family along and not just enjoy the festival, but also make it into a family vacation.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey Johns. I am from California, from Southern California, and I am hosting this year's festival.
My name is Samantha Arteezy. I am from New Jersey, but I currently live in New York. And this year, as a part of the festival, I am co-hosting it. But I've also been a part of it as a filmmaker as well in past years.
My name is Kyle B. Thompson. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I am the festival director of the Fort Myers Beach International Film Festival, first year.
So you have to keep this in mind too. There's two film festivals down here. One is called the Fort Myers Film Festival, and then this one is the Fort Myers Beach International Film Festival. Two totally different festivals. This year, they happened 2 weeks apart.
You know, I think one of the things I loved about this festival when I first attended, it's the warmth of the volunteers and the community. There's a lot of community involvement and a lot of energy that goes into this festival, and it's just a very supportive festival. And one thing I really like is it's a festival that really watches all the films that are submitted and truly just selects what they think are the best of the best. Where I know a lot of festivals kind of already pre-program half of their listings, and they're just trying to fill in a few slots. This one actually does give all filmmakers an opportunity. Submit the film and know it's going to be watched. And of course, they're just trying to program everything that they can. And they do accept all genres. There's not something that they're like, ooh, we don't do horror, we don't do this. It's an all-inclusive festival, so I think there's no reason anyone shouldn't submit.
So the unique thing about the Fort Myers Beach International Film Festival is we have a very different edge to our festival. So the biggest thing that we want to take care of is the filmmakers and the storytellers. So the festival is really kind of low-key, it's laid back, it's right across the street from the beach, which is amazing. So not only can you watch a great film, but you can also go across the street and check out the beach. We also have an amazing hospitality lounge upstairs that's open the whole festival for filmmakers to get beer sponsors that we have over there, and food, drinks, whatever they might need to make their stay more enjoyable.
Kind of reminds me like of a boutique kind of festival because it's a very tight-knit community of people. There are quite a few number of local filmmakers who are really passionate about filmmaking, which I think is really great because you don't often associate filmmaking with places other than like New York City or Los Angeles. So the fact that these filmmakers are able to accomplish these things outside of those networks, it's really, really cool. And I think it gives the community also like a little bit more of an artistic vibe, which is really good too. So it's very community based.
So far, there seems to be a good mix of events and films.
And they also had a delightful dolphin cruise where they took us out onto the bay and showed us all the wildlife.
Plus lots of food and manatees and birds and dolphins. At the beach you could see sometimes a falcon I meant.
Big draw for this one was it was in an actual theater. There are a lot of festivals that'll just have like a projector on a small little screen, and there's always timing and sound and image quality issues. But thus far, everything's been according to schedule and great AV display system.
Festival has been absolutely amazing. They've had great food. They've had great volunteers, and all in all, everybody's been so nice to me.
It's a great festival. It's a class act, and they really take care of the actors and the filmmakers, and it's something I would hope we get a chance to come back to.
I think there's going to be a Q&A.
And there'll be a Q&A. I'm on tour with my new film, Man in Camo, and this is the first time my daughter came with me to do a Q&A. Of course, she's in the film. If I'm lucky enough to get into a film festival, I'm always going to be there.
Getting a nice range of different types of movies. Sometimes you go and it's usually like all the same type of thing, just shot by different people. But so far, I mean, we saw a rat marry a lady, and we saw a documentary we just got out of. So we're getting a nice variety of movies, which is refreshing when you come to something like this.
Daddy smells.
Come on.
You know, one thing I think you need to do as a filmmaker entering a festival, because festival submissions really start to add up. I think the first thing you should do is look at the festival website, look at films that have screened in the past, look at what the festival's looking for, try to make sure your film is kind of in line with what the festival typically screens.
Be prepared. That's probably the biggest one. We see a lot of submissions. You know, you're coming from a place where most festivals probably get 2,300, submissions for films. So it's being prepared, right? Having a poster, having a really catchy storyline. Submit a festival you plan on attending. You can be there and represent your film.
Length is important to go with programming, because sometimes, unfortunately, films that are past a certain length of time can't fit into the programming.
Do your research. Try to find the best festival that fits your genre. Suggest creating a list of the ones that you hear good things about and the ones that you hear bad things about.
Festivals that are scams is something that I did not know about before I started applying to film festivals. I've learned the things you should look out for is a festival. For one, if they don't tell you who's running the festival, that's a sign. Just a ton of deadlines to apply to. You know, they announce the festival a year in advance and they have a deadline every month. That's kind of usually a giveaway that it might be a fake festival.
And it's exciting when you get accepted, and then you start to discover which festivals are better for networking, which ones are just fun to go to. And so it really depends on what you're looking to achieve. We've met a lot of wonderful people. We also learned that we needed to be a little more organized about figuring out how to keep cards and names and people that we've met organized in our heads. My goal on the first day is always to meet people and pass out my postcard and try to gather an audience for our screening.
See if that festival has a theme, and look at festivals that have, maybe this year they have a special theme and your film fits that theme.
If I describe this festival, it's films, beach, and fun.
My friends will all administer kindly some of that magic tea. Send me on.
Check out A Filmmaker's Guide to Film Festival.
Actually, never mind for YouTube.
It is on YouTube.
No?
Yeah, I have these on YouTube. Seriously, these are on YouTube.
What is it called?
It's called The Filmmaker's Guide to Film Festivals. You're on it. You're the co-host. You don't know the name of our show?
No, you never told me.
It's A Filmmaker's Guide to Film Festivals. Oh.
A big